Welcome back to that Talk That Shit show. Your podcast host, Awesome. This is Woke Wednesday segment. How y'all doing? I hope everybody morning start off pretty well. People preparing for these storms and all kind of mishaps continue to happen. It's just interesting to me. Ever since August of last year, every week something's been happening and going on. It's just been total madness. Everybody in the world, mental, confused, jacked up. People telling them one thing, and somebody else telling them another. Then they going back and putting both of those things together, trying to get their own educated guess on what's going on, and they come up with a question mark or three dots. Pause to make sure for the cause. But I've been reading the comments, and I appreciate the likes, the subscribes, the downloads for that Talk That Shit podcast on all podcast platforms. Popular Owner, Instagram, Awesome Vibes, Facebook handle. All right, let's get off into it. I have received a message from one of my close friends. Me and him been doing this thing, opening minds, or being open, or we've been doing this since we've been in high school. We used to be in the back of the class writing raps and skits and things, and the teacher told me and him that we was never going to be anything. Nobody was going to hire us or sign us. But little did she know, me and him have excelled it way beyond the little imagination of her peasy ass white person mind. Yeah, I ain't say mine. Yeah, because she ain't even got one of those. My topic today is why women feel unprotected by us, and they feel that the black man treat them like the white man does. That's a touchy subject in a way, but in order for us to find out and to kind of get a nationalization of why is that a problem today, I took a few notes because I try to shorten it up as best I can, because there's a lot I can throw in there, but we have to go back and look at history in the beginning. In the beginning, I'm talking about our ancestors. I'm talking about the Africans that was in Africa first, and some of the black people that was in the United States first. Now, during post-slavery, I say post-slavery, those times the man, the woman, the child, the family, everybody worked together. The woman watched the man back, the man watched the woman back. And they protected each other. The land, everything was done with togetherness. It was no dividing. The whole village took care of everybody that's in the village. Little 2-year-old babies weren't walking around pulling on their mamas and stuff like that. They had those kids with bowls on their head taking that to the next door neighbor house. There wasn't no playing around and doing all that stuff that kids do now. They wasn't their kids' friends versus today. And that depicts a whole lot about from a boy to a man. Boys to man. That's an interesting insert also. Now, during slavery's, man, when it first kicked off and everything got to going how it was going, some of the men, not man, men, plural, means more than one. They were seeing what was happening to the black slaves, and they chose not for it to happen to them. So they turned into Uncle Toms, turncoats, coon ass. They seen what was happening to they people and didn't want it to happen to them, so they chose to go the other route, which is, I'm gonna kiss the white man ass so this won't happen to me. Everything that they said was we. The master said the master didn't care about them, but they cared more about the master than they cared about their people. Sound like today. Brainwashing. All kind of ways to hinder you. all type of ways to keep you down, all type of different structures to show you that no, this ain't gonna ever be for you, or you'll never be able to own this, or you can't have this right here because somebody else has this. Pillaging. Take what's for somebody else and make it yours unlegally, and they can't do anything about it because you are seen as the whatever people thought that you were. You white, Caucasian, especially if you Caucasian, you don't run shit because you have blue eyes. The Europeans, the people with the green eyes, reptilians, they're the ones who run shit. Caucasians work for them. Caucasians are just like black folks and other people that work for somebody because they work for somebody. They don't own anything. The Europeans own all the stuff and employ them and put them over us. Like they know more than what we do or whatever. And we built this whole structure. Everything that's around us, we built. A little background on coon ass people. They smile real big and they buck their eyes to let the white man know that no matter what you did to my people, I'm a happy nigga. I'm not a threat. That's a very interesting fact. The Buckners came in during slavery time. They picked the strongest black man and they raped him in front of his family and in front of the slaves. They took all what he had, his pride, his courage, his demeanor, his oath as a man from him. Now, how do you be a man and teach your son some things after you ain't had your pride stripped from you? Question mark. Now, your son is growing up, or your kids, wife, uncles, people that's in the slave thing, they growing up around you and they can't look up to you and you can't be a man to them. It's not your fault though. It's not your fault. So if you can't teach a man how to be a man, a woman can be a nurturer to a boy that can be a man, that leads up to being a man. But a woman cannot make a man a man. A man has to show a man how to be a man. A lot of males are being born, but not all of them are man. That's when it goes into the geology of people having kids. Some men have girls. Some have boys. The woman is the carrier. And we the suppliers. We supply what the woman needs to carry that, and the woman carries it until it comes to earth. That when you're born, that's when you come to earth. They ought to call your birthday Earth Day, because that's the day that you came to the earth. Now, throughout time, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, the 60s, they integrated the schools. When they integrated the schools, whites and blacks were going to school together. That way, more brainwashing was occurring. Now, before they integrated schools and the brainwashing, black people stuck together. If a man had a baby here and a baby over there, that man took care of everybody. That's why his papa was a Rolling Stone. He was over here, he was over there. The black woman was his backbone then, because a woman is stronger than a man. Because they have everything inside them that a man doesn't have. I ain't talking about the things that have babies. I'm talking about they have the other part of the emotion. They have the other part of the nurturing. They have the other part of the caring. A man, we are built on tough love. And we don't want to fail. And we know what it is already. That's why we show the tough love to the kids. We have to. The women, yeah, they fall down, scratch their knee, they pick them up and kiss them and coddle them. That's what you're supposed to do. But a man, get back on that bike and ride that bike again. Eventually, when you learn how to fall off that bike and you don't want to fall off that bike no more, guess what? You're going to ride that bike. Now, integrating schools, going to school, being brainwashed, listening to what they saying, because they ain't have all that stuff when they had that togetherness, when they just had the black community. Just the black community. Then right around the 70s came around, and that's when cocaine hit the scene. More things to brainwash. Poverty-stricken areas. The white influence was all the way around them, so they have no legs to stand on. So how can you teach a man? Most people, it starts when you're young. If you have a mom, well, everybody has a mom. A daddy, your daddy might not stay there. That's cool too. But you got people throughout your life that teach you how to care about somebody, how to love somebody, how to treat somebody. Now, this goes about to the women too now. Now, history states a woman will follow a man if he's lead in the right direction, right or equal direction, because it's equal respect and they're able to work together. When slavery happened, the women had to protect the children. They had to be the other variation for the kids, for the boys and the girls. For the girls, because they didn't want the slave owners, masters, or people coming by to buy the slaves to see that the kids was growing at the rate it was going, because they was either going to be mated or sold, the females, or become a concubine for the master. The men, they was either become preachers, the oppressor, or Uncle Tom's. Your boy from Life. I got all my rocks, boss. People like him, so stuff wouldn't happen to them. Whenever the slaves used to try to run away, the man with his wife and his kids, or wife and child, wanted the people on the horses, and they got the dogs and everything chased. The man threw himself in front of all that to fight them, so the woman and the child can get away. So that meaning men treat the women like the white person? No, we don't. Y'all treat yourself like that, because y'all be in these retarded relationships with these men and women, because now it's something new. Now it's legal for women to like women and men to like men. You think you're going to go to a woman and get what you want from a woman, but a woman is just like you. That's why it doesn't work. Yeah, y'all might be together for a little while, but it ain't going to work. You're going to have to go back to what it's originally supposed to be. It's man and woman, not men and women, man and woman. One man, one woman, together makes one. That circle, you can't penetrate it, and you can't do nothing to go around it. Because I don't understand the concept of, okay, well, I'm going to date a woman because a man treat me wrong. A woman going to treat you worse than a man going to treat you. But you ain't gonna bash that. Well, you ain't gonna bash that because that's not right. That's not what it's supposed to be. So you ain't gonna bash that. But you would bash how a man treat you. Well, men treat you. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say men, because that ain't nothing but a little boy. No, a little boy. You looking for something? He ain't looking for nothing. You think he hot because what he got on or what he doing? But do he have a foundation? Do he take care of his kids? What are you doing out there to better yourself? And you have kids, and you gonna bring your kids or let your kids be subject to what this little boy gonna treat you? Might as well carry him on your taxes. He taking your car. Ain't nothing wrong not having a little stability. But if you ain't got no stability and you know this person is depending on you because maybe they having a hard time in life, you help people out. Yeah, that's cool. But once that boy see that you can continue to help him, that boy ain't gonna do nothing to better himself. Why? Because he got you to take care of him. And then when y'all fall off, you want to say, oh, well, all men, or this, that, and other. You're right. All men are the same. Not one man made alike. Not one man made or think alike. That's how you know the difference between man and a boy. A man going to look out for your well-being, your interests, your kids' interests. If he's interested in you, he's interested in your kids. And then if he has kids, you have to look at these things that you want to be interested in also. If he's interested in his kids, he's going to be interested in your kids. Because the kids are the future. You can't teach these kids what's going on right now, because these kids are going to be lost. Fast forward to Today, well, I stepped around the 70s, but the cocaine area, in the 80s, weed area, weed era. I was born in the 80s. Um, Pretty much the people that was born between 75 and I'm gonna roughly say, cause they got some cool ass 90 babies, but from 75 to about 80, 85, and their birthdays stopped right at Virgos. Those people that has kids or have kids or been in relationships or be in certain situations or whatever, they have a little more upbeat type of lifestyle. When I mean upbeat, I ain't talking about they flashy and things like that. No, they was raised on morals, values, and respect. They had 2-parent homes. And with the 2-parent homes, they had 50-50. They had their mama and they had their daddy, and they might have had people that cared about them in life. Now, throughout those times, you learn how to navigate through different things. You learn how to treat people. You learn how to do things different. You learn how to show love. You don't really learn how to hate. You learn how to stay away from people that you don't need to be around and things like that. Now, with the 90s, best music decade ever. The Pills hit hard, and the pill era had really hit in the 90s. Not that shit people on today. That shit wasn't stepped on. I mean, never did pills. I've been around people that do them. But when that hit, it wasn't like it is today. Today, you don't know what you're getting at. People taking that, and that's messing with their mental. Your mental already jacked up from when you're born by the stuff they give you. That all goes within the men being who they supposed to be, the boys, running into these people with these other stuff. 91, Rodney King got beat up on national TV. It was televised then that black lives still don't matter. Still don't matter. Now, by seeing the black man get beat up by the police, ain't no white police getting beat up by no black people, because they want to protect y'all. But when it comes to, now all this mental is inside the black man's mind. And women say, now a woman ain't gonna say this about the man, because a woman, they want to care about us, they want to love us like our mothers do. That's why whenever we in trouble, we call for our mama, because we know we hurt. We call for our mama. No matter how old you are, your mama's still alive, or if your mama not here, you gonna call for your mama. That's just because that's a man's first girlfriend, just like a woman's first is her daddy. So if women are growing up without daddies and looking for love because they didn't have that love, or nobody ain't tell them what they need to tell them when they need to tell them when they was kids, they gonna go out there and run into these little boys. And these little boys ain't gonna do nothing but hurt them. Nothing but hurt them. Disrespect them. Talk to them all kind of ways and make them feel like they ain't worthy, or they not who they need to be, or they shouldn't be. Now, you shining. You a star. You should never have no inequity thing about yourself, about you being how you feel and doing all the things that you're doing, and you not enough. You are enough. You are a black woman. You are enough. You don't need no boy. You don't need men. You don't need a man. You might want one, but you don't need him. And then that what builds the structure and the foundation better. Now, if you used to dealing with abusive relationships and people always doing what they want to do to you, and you ain't never doing nothing to them, stay away from that. That stuff is toxic. You don't want to be around toxic relationships. You don't want to be around toxic get down. Because anything toxic is going to rub off on you anyway. Get some sage some little boys. You know, you letting people abuse you. You're in domestic relationships, and by you being in a domestic relationship, that's gonna break down your mental. That's gonna make you feel some type of way, and you have self-esteem issue if you are a woman, and let somebody beat up on you, and they tell you they ain't gonna do it again, or they sorry, and you go back and you believe that. That makes you stupid. Yes, I'm gonna tell you that makes you stupid because you hindering yourself for the future. You can't think everybody is the same way by you subjecting, by keeping yourself in the same situation that people end up dead. People end up in the hospital. People end up you breaking down her character mental. Yeah, the person that she's on the inside, how she feel above the outside presence. You breaking it down, and when you break that part down, a man has to go in there and take that brick wall down that she put up because of somebody like you. That probably you ain't have your daddy, your mama raised you, your mama couldn't do nothing with you. Not saying nothing bad about people's mamas, but a woman can't raise a man. And then you have a mindset of if you want something, you're gonna take it. So you inflict pain, you inflict harm. And then do you know your kids see this stuff too? And your kids gonna think it's okay for people to do the things that they saw done to their parent, or what's done to them. Because that's how people get touched. Pedophiles mess with their kids. They keep it with them all their life, and then they grow up. You wonder why they got 5 or 6 kids, because they was looking for love by five or six different men. Because it wasn't programmed in their head that most of the time, women, they don't listen. They don't listen. They think they know everything already. You try to tell them something, they don't want to listen because they think they already. Well, if you already know it, you wouldn't be where you at. Because a man ain't going to tell you nothing to hurt you. A man going to tell you something that's going to help you. A boy can't tell you anything because you helping a boy. That's the difference. You're helping a boy. My son, he's a child. He's 10. He's a young man though. He's a boy, but he's a young man. He's not a boy. Same as same-sex relationships. How can a dude date a dude and y'all getting information and things from each other? That it's not gonna be right. The dude, that's like your brother, your family, your homeboy. Y'all mesh on those type things. But as far as love, relationships, that stuff gonna conflict. When that stuff conflict, you don't think Mother Nature sees what goes on? That's in the atmosphere. That's in the universe. This is not right. So whatever y'all do, it might seem like y'all doing right, but all that stuff is wrong. Same thing with a woman. Now, a woman can give another woman advice, female intuition. They have other things that a man don't have, like in a social sense. But you could teach a man to have that. You could talk to him, talk to your friend, or talk to your man, or tell him how you feel, or sit down and have a powwow and bounce some things off him to make him understand you. Now, if you don't sit down and talk to somebody, you can't say nobody don't understand you. Because you don't understand yourself, you can't sit down and have a conversation with somebody about something that's bothering you. But you can have a conversation about the stuff that don't mean much of anything, no sense of the bullshit, the fakery. Or what's on the liberal media. The news. Don't watch that stuff. Don't watch that stuff. If anybody about your well-being and your mental, leave them alone. They got to be able to satisfy you besides sex. Sex is the only single physical act where two bodies become one. That's why you have what you have, because the soul ties are dwindling. That's why you gotta watch who you lay down and have sex with. That's why you have babies for these people ain't worth the fuck, because you just worrying about getting that little thing tapped off. Now if that thing tapped off, can get you 18 years or something that you don't want. And then if he don't want it, guess what? That child grows up into where we at today, which is the boys / men disrespecting the black woman, and the black woman feeling unprotected and unappreciated. Appreciate yourself. Love yourself first. God love you. Then, if you can't love yourself, do it for your kids. If you have kids, do it for your kids, because they need to see that mommy is strong. Mommy don't need a little boy that you gonna carry on taxes, or a little boy so the kids can play with. I need somebody that's gonna help me raise these kids and raise my higher vibration. Link with me. Now, then you gotta worry about protection and things like that. Why? Because if your life was on the line, a man gonna intervene and do that for you. It's like guarding the president, not the one that's the president now. It's like guarding the president. Somebody shoot a shot, he jumping in front of that bullet. Anything going down, he in front of you, protecting you, making sure no harm comes to you. Or vice versa. Something goes down, your back to his back to your back, and y'all not moving. Whatever's coming towards you, whatever's coming towards her, that's behind your back, that's behind her back, y'all taking it on together. Two is always better than one. But don't settle for the knucklehead that you know ain't gonna get you where you need to go just because, oh, he's tatted up, he rap and all. But what else is he doing? Is he rubbing your feet at night? Is he calling you, seeing if you ate? Is he driving his own car, bringing you some food to work? Or he telling you, when you come home, you ain't got to worry about cooking? The food already cooked, the kids already straight and everything? But you can't trust nobody, though. You don't trust the people that want to help you. You trust the people that want to hurt you. They both got 4 letters. Help and hurt. They have 2 completely different meanings. 2 completely different ones. So you can't feel unprotected by us because you don't give us a chance. It's already hard enough for a black man. Now, we not going outside with this on us every day. We got to worry about the police shooting us. We got to worry about jail. We got to worry about niggas killing us. We already a threat to everybody else on the planet. We a threat just because you're a black man, they scared of us. I ain't got that face. I look like a human being to their knowledge. I ain't no threat that they know of. But at the same time, we got all this other stuff, and then little girls and women, they go, oh, well, we don't feel. Well, let me tell you why. Because you put yourself in situations that you can't be protected because you in that situation. And somebody whooping your ass and somebody intervene, you're going to be back with that same nigga that night. Why should I help you because he beating up on you and you used to this and this is what y'all do? But I'm going to intervene because you're a woman and that's a man. Well, boy, because a man don't beat on a woman. Because we love each other too much. A man and a woman, they love each other. That's why God took the rib from the man and made woman. He knew we needed a companion, somebody to love us just as much as we love them. And that's why that bond be strong between man and woman. Men and women, the shit don't work because it's always plural. It's always too many people. When you invite people to your house, you got to get chairs because everybody want to stand around so they can sit down. Boys, girls, they don't know the difference between what they got, what they capable of doing with a hole in the wall. And then with the violence that's going on in the world, we have to protect ourselves. Because the people that's out here that's inflicting the violence, they inflicting the violence on their own brothers and sisters. Us. Our people. The chosen ones. Now, if they take that same amount of energy and put that towards who's doing all this other stuff to us, maybe we'll get a better reaction. But they can't because they scared. They rather consolidate on us than consolidate on the people that got their feet on their neck. They work. They might as well say they work for them. They ain't sold out. They work for them too. Yeah, but give you a throwaway gun to go out there, and then you know what? They ain't nothing but a closed case. They're gonna say drugs or black violence, and or the WAF news people gonna pull up some. Well, you know, he back in the day he was a street runner and this that. What they got to do with that man laying dead on the damn ground? I love to pull up some history up on you, cause you reporting the news. You ain't out there can. You reporting it. You're reporting it. If you care so much, you're trying to find out what's going on. Dig real deep enough to find out what went on. How can you help? We got this news form where we can use that we can put this stuff out to people so they can see it. But no, you don't want them to see it. You want them to see the underbelly of everything. All the bad about something. Well, how about you do something for me? Change the narrative and show people the good in it. And see the reaction of the people of seeing the good versus the bad, and then you make an overall census general general analysis of what you see, and then you come back and report that shit the next couple of days, and I bet the turnout will be entirely different.